With us on the phone is our buddy Dan Strollo from In Control Advanced Driver Training. We knew him when he was down here in South Weymouth at the Navy base, but they have the big sign up that says coming soon. 3 billion houses are going into Weymouth, I think. So he had to go up to his original location back up in North Andover. Good morning, Dan, and welcome to the Car Doctor program again.
Good morning, John. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Now, before we get going, where are you guys located? Where are you guys teaching these days?
We are training up in North Andover on a regular basis.
Yep.
We'll be in Westfield out at Barnes Airport next weekend.
Okay.
And we'll be in Worcester Airport during the school break, Christmas break time period. And we do hope to, we've had a couple of different locations down on the South Shore. We're constantly looking. We're in a couple of conversations with different areas. So hopefully by spring we'll get something settled there and we'll be back. But I am happy to say it's literally just over a year since we were in South Weymouth, and we looked at our books just for the heck of it, and we figured out that over 1,000 families traveled from the South Shore up to North Andover over the last year. So being a half-day program, and it's something they don't have to keep coming back and forth for, it really doesn't make it out of the question to travel just to get the training.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's do a real quick summary of what In Control Advanced Driver Training is all about.
The way I try to describe it is we stole this from the Europeans. The U.S. used to be the safest place to drive in the world, the lowest death rate per capita back in the 70s, and now we're down at the bottom of that list pretty consistently.
We're like 58th or something, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Out of 48 countries measured, the last number I saw, we were 42nd. And we have the technology. We have all sorts of safety features on cars. We just don't train anybody how to use them. So countries like Sweden, Germany, I mean, literally they spend thousands of dollars on driver's education per driver. You have, we're doing 5-minute road tests right now at max. They're doing multiple-hour road tests where you have to put the car into a skid and prove you can regain control. So our portion is we do the hands-on closed course training. That's why we need these huge open spaces.
Right.
We put our students, and again, we will train 16-year-olds. Our oldest student has been 94, and we train entire police departments, but everybody has to start the training off with a highway speed panic stop. They have to experience what it's like to slam on the brakes at 60. And it goes from there. We put them in a lot of different scenarios where in the real world, they might lose control of the car or just be so intimidated that they don't know what to do. We try to provide them some instinctual reactions. And really with the younger drivers, and a lot of older drivers for that matter, we try to chip away at that invincibility. We give them an opportunity to fail. They get to see what it's like if they're texting behind the wheel and they lose control and they can't stop in time for something. So all of those drills are over a 4.5-hour time period, and when they're done, they get a nice little certificate that most of them can bring to their insurance company and get a big discount, and hopefully it pays for the course in quick time.
There you go. And our producer here, Dennis, went through your course a few years ago, and prior to going through your course, we kind of nicknamed it Crash because, well, you can figure that part out.
I wasn't at fault for most of those.
Yeah, sure. Most of those. And since going through In Control Advanced Driver Training, your record is?
I got an accident a couple months ago.
We don't call them accidents. We call them crashes. What happened?
I was at a stop sign and a guy rear-ended me.
Okay.
I can't help you there.
I can't fix that one. But none other is.
Train that guy. Make sure you get that guy
here's the card. But that, I mean, those are the kind of abilities, those are the kind of things we see where how your program really helps and helps people of all levels of driving. That and at this holiday season, as people are thinking about things to buy, I'm willing to bet if someone wanted to go to In Control, they're probably, you wouldn't pepper spray them or taser them or anything. You'd probably just sell them a gift certificate for Christmas, right?
Yeah, we're generally pretty nice that way. We don't pepper spray a lot of people. What we do, we offer full course gift certificates. We offer, you can buy a gift certificate for as low as $50 just to help make the program more affordable for somebody. The other thing that's kind of interesting right now, our friends at Sullivan Tire, if you are in the market for snow tires, if you buy a set of snow tires from them, they're throwing in a big coupon that takes $100 off the cost of the In Control program. So, there's a lot of opportunities out there. If anybody wants to get a gift certificate, they can call us. They can go to our website, which is driveincontrol.com, or they can call us at 888-301-SAFE.
And so much better, a Nintendo game is never going to save your life. But 4.5 hours of combination track time, classroom time may.
Absolutely. absolutely. And, we've had a lot. This year's been kind of neat. We've really reinvented ourselves. Since living in South Weymouth, we used to pursue a fair amount of commercial business, and now we're really focusing on teens and families. And over the last year, we've worked with when Ford came into town and some of these simulators that go through, and it's great to have all these people talking about the dangers of driving, because I don't think people realize how dangerous this is. I mean, everyday driving is the most dangerous thing most of us do, and at the end of the day, for teens, literally up to the age of 45, it's the most likely cause of death. When we look at these teenagers, I mean, unfortunately, I'm meeting families every other week that have had a tragedy, and this is avoidable. If we can teach people how to keep control of the car and really chip away at that invincibility, thinking that they can speed around or not wear a seatbelt, and we've had a lot of success with that. The statistics on the program are very solid, and we've got the folks at National Highway Traffic Safety Administration doing a research study now, and I'm really impressed so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things we try to tell parents is there's no more dangerous thing you're going to do than hand your kid the keys to your car.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
And just, as a word to the parents out there, it's this program, it's driver's ed, and then it's your intuition. They shouldn't be getting those keys if they're not ready. And please, drive with them as much as you possibly can. Once they get that license, by no means are they an expert. I've got 4 young kids, and my 5-year-old was playing soccer this fall, and I was thinking, in 10 years, he's going to be good enough to be playing on the varsity team, but he will have been practicing every year, every other weekend for most of his life. At 16, we give him a permit, we put him out on the roads for 6 months, and then they go on the varsity roads with the rest of us. It doesn't make a lot of sense. We really, as a society, need to rethink what we're doing with our drivers. They need to start earlier in school and ultimately train for a lot longer.
Yeah, would you want somebody who's had 12 hours of driving, 6 hours of observation, perhaps 40 hours of parental supervision, be up behind the windshield of a jet as it's taken off? Probably not.
No, I mean, in the first 2 years of driving, we're probably looking at somewhere between 60 and 75% of new drivers crash. And I think if most of the new pilots crashed in the first 2 years, we really wouldn't do a lot of flying.
That's right. And Dennis is a musician. After 12 hours of playing the guitar, were you any good?
I don't play the guitar, I sing, but no.
After 12 hours of singing, were you any good?
No.
There you go.
I do want to say that the thing that I walked away from that course, that class, is just the awareness on the road. Like, I felt I was pretty aware on the road, but that course just showed me a whole new level, and it probably saved me. A few weeks ago, I was going through the Blue Hills, and a deer jumped right onto the road, just like maybe 50 feet in front of me, and if I wasn't aware, I'd be dead.
Or the deer would be
Yeah. Dennis, we've had 20,000 graduates of the program now. There was a period in the last 2 weeks of the summer where we literally we call them in-control moments. We get these notes or letters, emails, whatever, from different people telling us how they avoided a crash. And we got, I think it was 10 in 2 weeks or some insane number. And one of them was so articulate. This woman was just about to take her daughter to college. She got a phone call. Her daughter had been dragged to our course, didn't want to do it. And I tell parents, this is a battle you have to fight. I fight battles with my kids all the time. Sometimes you give in. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. But in this case, you really need to win this battle. She made her daughter go to the training, and her daughter 2 weeks later avoided a major crash. Somebody cut her off in a tractor-trailer. She was able to bring the car to a halt and move her, get around it at the same time. The guy in the truck felt so bad because he realized at the last second he hadn't seen her. He got out of his truck and apologized, and she said, I don't even know if I'd be taking her to college right now. So she sent us a nice letter. We shared that with all our graduates. It really is one of these things where we, years later, people were saying, wow, it just stuck with me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're always kind enough for the AAA Ford Auto Skills. You've always been kind enough to give away some gift certificates to the first, second, and third place winning teams. And even at that, one of the kids, I think one of the kids gave a certificate away, or you let the parent give the certificate away. Same story.
Yeah, he was over in Iraq, and his girlfriend went in his place, and literally on the way to the airport to see her boyfriend, she avoided a crash in the tunnel and called her boyfriend's mom and said, oh, my God, if I hadn't had that training, I wouldn't have had that. I mean, we're literally getting that sort of stuff every couple of weeks, and it makes sense when you look at these other countries and the fact that their crash rates are so much lower than ours. And things like the cell phone. I know we're trying to get through to people's heads. You're not supposed to be on the phone while you're driving. You shouldn't be texting and driving. But the reality is if you have a better consciousness of what you need to be doing behind the wheel, you never even think of picking up a cell phone. You never even think of eating a sandwich or playing around with the radio buttons. And you need to be driving. You need to keep your focus on the road.
Yeah, when you kind of look up what the basis of driving is, it's just speeding up, slowing down, and pointing the car. It's none of those other things, and that's what we try to really impart to people is, driving is being in control of your car. It's not playing with the radio. It's not having lunch. It's not putting on your makeup. It's not shaving. It's not doing everything else everybody else does except drive when they're behind the wheel. If people want more information about In Control, the website again is
driveincontrol.com, and the phone number is 888-301-7233, 888-301-SAFE.
There's a Christmas gift that will be much better received, I think, than the latest electronic toy that is going to get old in 6 months anyway and need to be replaced. So.
Absolutely, John. And we don't promote it as a fun thing to do, but we are going to train probably 400, different teams and their families, and every one of them, whether they came kicking and screaming at the beginning, after 4.5 hours, they leave with a smile on their face.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Yeah, like you said, you don't say it's fun, but at the end of the time, everybody I've ever talked to goes said, "I had a good time. I learned a lot." So. Yeah, it's great stuff.
Thank you again for having me on. I very much appreciate it. You guys have a great holiday, and we hope to see more of your listeners.
You as well, and what we're going to do is we're going to give away a certificate, and sometime over the next few days I'll email you the information, and we'll get somebody in.
Fantastic.
All right. Hey, Dan, thank you very much for your generosity, and again, have a great holiday season, and talk to you soon.
Thanks.
All right, take care. Bye-bye now.
Keep that record up, and thanks, John.
All right, bye-bye. Dan Strollo, president of In Control Advanced Driver Training. We Drive In Control is the website. Just good guy and great program.